Not Today. Written by Keyboard Clacker 5000. Not again. Not today. I can't keep doing this. I have to figure out how to stop. I look down at the cup filled with red liquid and I want to puke. Yet somehow I am strangely drawn to it. Drinking it is the last thing I want to do. But it's also all I can think about. It's like I'm under some kind of trance. I've been here before. I have hazy memories of it, at least. Drank deep of the scarlet liquid to sate my thirst. Not my thirst exactly, but the thirst of this thing that inhabits me. But here I am again, in the same predicament, staring down into the cup, and it is a cup. A blue plastic solo cup, to be exact. Not what you'd expect here, is it? These things are usually done with chalices or goblets or something fancy, right? The fact that I'm using a disposable cup for it is not lost on me. A disposable cup, a disposable life. I check the clock. Just after 6. That gives me just over an hour before sunrise at this time of year. Just over an hour too before they come. I need to hide or leave or something. Where? I don't know. Just somewhere that I wouldn't be found. I need another drink. That will help. Get my energy up. I refill my blue plastic vessel from the bottle on the table. That thing always seems to be full. Yet I don't remember filling it at all. Strange. No time for worrying about that now. I need to think where to hide. I need look out the window, starting to look a little too bright out there. Can't take the chance. Guess I'm staying put then. Hunker down. Hunker down like a bunker clown. Why did I think that? What the heck is a bunker clown? Maybe this red stuff isn't so good for me after all. Is it even red? Didn't I call it scarlet before? Maroon maybe? Concentrate, idiot. Jeez. My tongue stops me from completing the end of blasphemous statement for some reason. Must be me Catholic guilt, I think, laughing to myself. Okay, enough nonsense. Running out of time here. Need to move fast. The closet under the stairs. Perfect. Dark and large enough for me to lie down in, and close enough to the front door to hear them coming. Plus it locks. Wait, does it? I can't remember. Either way, it's gonna have to do. What's that? Footsteps outside. It was. They're here now. Into the closet I go. The banging on the front door starts. Slowly at first, cordial almost. As the minutes pass without any invitation welcoming them in, the banging grows louder. Then it begins, as I feared, the shrieking. Harry, open the door. I know you can hear me. Harry, you better not be drunk again for your kid's birthday. I have to keep moving or I'll die. Written by I Am the Catalyst. I have to keep moving or I won't survive. My family is dead and they're after me. I can't stop, not even for a second. They're around every corner. It's such a suffocating feeling. They almost got me the last time I dared to take a break, and I'm taking a deep leap of faith writing this now. Oh my God, why can't they stop calling me? They're tracing me everywhere I go. I can't escape them. I'm really exhausted. Hotels, cars, strange cities. I don't know how much longer I can go on. I must have lost at least 20 pounds. My body is breaking down. This morning, I ran my hand through my hair and a clump the size of a stress ball came out. How ironic is that? This is so taxing. I need to stop, but I can't let them win. I can't let them get me. I have to keep moving. I simply must. If they get me, just know that I've tried. I gave it everything I had. They didn't take me without a fight. I'm sorry. A guy like me never should have formed relationships. It's simply not who I am. I'm an animal, a savage. And now the police are hunting me. I have to keep moving or I die. I guess now I know how I made my family feel. 8 Apocalypses. Written by Inspired Reader. There are still 5 apocalypses that are bound to happen. Life on Earth is already slowly deteriorating. Volcanic eruptions here and there. Ozone levels are depleting. Oxygen levels are dropping. We are already in the birth of the 3rd apocalypse, just waiting to wipe all life away. I wonder how life on Mercury and Venus ended. I Hate My Baby Brother. Written by J. Justin Graham. I hate him so much. Ever since Mommy and Daddy brought him home, I hate him because he won't let Mommy and Daddy play with me. I hate him because he screams all night long and won't let me sleep. I hate him because he makes Mommy and Daddy tired all the time and makes Daddy mad and yell at Mommy. I hate him because Mommy likes him more than she likes me. She never smiles at me the way she smiles at him. Even though I don't make her cry and make her bleed, Mommy said it's normal. She said that I'm a big girl and more fun to play with, but she needs her more. But that's not fair because I need her too. But I really hate him because he's scary. He doesn't like me. I told Mommy and Daddy, but they told me I'm just making things up. I don't make things up because Mommy and Daddy told me that it's bad and I shouldn't do it. But he told me that I'm not supposed to be here because that wasn't his daddy's plan. That's silly because Dad told me I'm his little girl and Daddy loves me so much. But he keeps saying that me being here wasn't his daddy's plan. But his daddy is my daddy. I don't like how he climbs out of his crib in the mid. He told me I'm not supposed to tell you, but that's not fair. I'm the big kid and he's only a baby. And all my friends who have babies are always telling their babies what to do. I don't care, 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 I don't. I don't like how he climbs out of his crib in the middle of the night and hangs above my bed. He just stares at me. I don't even think he blinks. Then he goes back to his crib and screams and screams and screams and keeps mommy and daddy up. Other nights I wake up and see him standing, watching me, his mouth open like he's screaming but no sound coming out. I told Daddy over and over again that baby scares me, but Daddy just got mad at me for making things up, so now I don't say anything anymore. I tell him I don't like it and he needs to be nice to me because that's what brothers and sisters are supposed to do. But he speaks in words I don't know and calls me a whore. I don't know what that means, but he doesn't say it nice. I hate how his eyes don't look right. I hate how he whispers in Dad's ears. I hate how he made Mommy start sleepwalking with a knife. I'm going to tell Mommy and Daddy tomorrow that I don't like the baby they adopted. I want a new one. Mother always wanted a girl. Written by Skeletal King. Mother always wanted a girl. I stood outside in the damp grass, the special knife in my hand gleaming under the moonlight. The knife was curved much closer to a sickle, but it was a knife. Mother brought it for special occasions, carving the turkey at Christmas and Thanksgiving, things like that. Except this time, there was no bird. Sweetheart, sweetheart, where are you? Where's my princess gone? I could hear her footsteps come and go as she looked in each room. I had to hurry. Mother always wanted a girl. I looked down at my bare chest, my shirt having been discarded before I climbed out the window. There were staples barely visible because of how much festering skin had grown over them. I had thumbed the rotting circular scar, wrapping all the way around my chest. Everything about my chest was rotting. The flesh was a mismatch of colors. A pale white around my nipples, black on and around the stitches, and a smattering of different shades of green everywhere else. My chest was wet. It was oozing different colors of liquids, a sticky brown pus coming from some holes, a slimy white out of others, and a foul-smelling yellow leaking out from where the staples laid. Sweetheart, this isn't funny. Get back here this instant. You're sick, she called again. I took a panicked breath. She was going to find me soon. I had to do this quick. I put the knife to my chest, feeling the curve of the blade match with the curve of me, or the altered me. Mother always wanted a girl. I wrenched the knife down, digging the blade into the necrotic flesh. The smell hit me first, rotting eggs and cow dung emitted from my chest. Next time the pain, fire flowing from the blade as I chopped and hacked again my mutilated body. I let out a scream. Sweetheart, you're sick. You have to come back to bed, she yelled again, her footsteps getting louder. I hacked away my flesh in panicked, chopping motions, hearing my mother's words ringing in my ear. I kept cutting until I saw an original nipple buried underneath the mass of rotting flesh. Surprisingly, it looked healthy, still with blood flow to it. That gave me more motivation to cut until the invading flesh was gone. I cut until the fluids caking my body were red instead of yellow, black and green. But it was only half the work, and she was getting closer. I began working on the second breast, cutting away despite the tears flowing at my face. My sobs got louder and slightly less pained when I saw the second nipple healthy and alive despite the rot that festered above it. I cut away as much as I could, but before I could finish, I heard the window open. "Claire, what are you doing to yourself? After all my hard work?" The world went dark. My mother always wanted a girl. Mushroom Cloud. Written by Common Grackle. I hadn't seen any harm in it. Breaking the little blue mushrooms from the trees and playing with them. It wasn't as if we were going to eat them, and the kids were having so much fun. Thin black clouds of spore eked out of them with each toss. "Mommy, look, they have ashes inside them," my daughter said. "I think it's smoke," said my son. I smiled and picked one up. "Do they feel hot, like a fire is burning inside?" The children shook their heads. "No, I think maybe it isn't smoke or ashes, but spores. That it's how the mushrooms spread." I should have considered my own words more carefully, but by the time we had gathered up our things from our picnic in the woods and headed home for bath and story time, it was too late for us. The kids woke me up together, standing at the foot of the bed in the darkness. "Mommy, we're itchy." I flicked on the light and saw them, skin covered in layers of tiny blue mushrooms. Then I noticed my own itching skin, blue mushrooms coating it as well. I put them in the bath. I scrubbed them from head to toe. The stems on the mushrooms broke off easily, but left little pricks of blood behind them. I left them in front of the TV and began to scrub my own skin. When I got to a shower, skin red and bleeding, the living room was empty, and the kids were nowhere to be found. I panicked, calling their names and searching each room in earnest. Then I heard the screams from the neighbors next door. I ran to a sound, finding my daughter collapsed on the ground at the feet of the elderly neighbors, their mouths agape in horror. Mushrooms once again sprouted her skin, and little black clouds puffed out of her flesh. Then there were more screams, this time from the neighbor across the street. I scooped her limp body up in my arms and ran to find my son. A family of four stood in their driveway, cautious, afraid to approach, the black dust swirling in the wind. I picked him too, winching as large mushrooms tore through my flesh. I had to get them home. We needed a doctor, an ambulance. I needed to visit the family down the road. A cloud of blue erupted in my vision, and soft mushroom flesh fills my ears. I needed to visit the family down the road. I would go there right away. Sugary. Written by Hyper Obscura. Hello? Clara, my name is Olivia. Hi. Before we begin, do you understand why you are here? Because of Philip? That's right. Tell me, how do you feel about that? Fine, I guess. So you don't feel bad about it? No, not really. Not even a little bit. No, I saved him. Why should I feel bad about saving someone? You saved him? Yes. Can you explain how? Well, he was sick. Yes. And now he isn't. So I fixed him. And, how did you do that? I knew what was wrong with him. Everyone did. So I just read how to do it. And what was wrong with him? His heart was wrong. It didn't look like it's supposed to. Didn't work like it's supposed to. And where did you read about how to fix him? It was in the letter Mom left on the living room table. So your mom or dad didn't tell you about it? They always said I was too little, that I couldn't understand, that it was grown-up stuff. So what did you do? I told Philip that I could fix him. How old is Philip? He is 3 years old. And did he understand what you meant? I explained it to him. He was very happy. So what happened next? I took him to my room, and I told him to lie really still in my bed while I fixed him. And how did you fix him? First, I did like on the videos. I used a knife and cut open his tummy all the way up to the chest. And was Philip okay? Yes, he was moving a lot and screaming, but that's supposed to happen, I think. I just had to hold him down until he stopped. And then I used towels to clean up the blood so I could find his heart. I'm not sure why you would do that. I did, like it said in the letter. I gave him what he needed. Clara, I don't think, what did you give him? I gave him a bunch of candy in there with the heart so that I would work better again. But why did you do that? Because that's what the letter said. It said he needed it. I still don't quite understand, Clara. It said he needed Sugary.